the pulses do give us a lot of advantage in the form of a fiber and the vitamins. Pulses forms one of the mainstreams for getting us proteins. The WHO and the UN also saw that they should be sustained and they should be available worldwide in a sustained manner. Millets carry good calories and a very good amount of fibers. And millets carry lot of microelements because they are from the soils. I am not a boxer, I am not an athlete. I do not require any of the non-veg in my day-to-day life. Lot of bodybuilder, lot of good athletes are totally vegan also. We never used to have it in Indian culture. We never used to kill animals to do that. If I kill a lot of animals, they produce a lot of heat, so there are environmental factors. If you can avoid meat, avoid that. A veg boxer is as good as non-veg boxer these days.
Hi, I'm Shreyasa Vijay and you're watching Ritam. Post the success of International Year of Pulses in 2016, UNGA declared 10th February as World Pulses Day after recognizing the potential and value of pulses. So today we are going to talk about pulses, millets and the importance of vegetarian food overall. And to talk more about this, we are now joined by Dr. Ajay Gambhir, who is MBBS MD in Pediatrics and Neonatology, ex-member Delhi Medical Council, Quality Council of India, and member National Technical Advisory Committee of Immunization and National Technical Nutritional Board, Niti Aayog. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you, welcome.
So we celebrate 10th February as World Pulses Day. So first thing that I would like to know from you is that what's the nutritional value of pulses and what makes pulses a crucial component of a healthy diet?
I think before that, you have well started with telling that this was the United Nations call to make 10th February as the World Pulses Day. And this initiation was taken as to have the objective of the food security, sustainability, and nutrition.
Yes.
And every year we have a different theme, and this time the theme has been on the pulses and on the soil. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So I think so. That's with the policy and the stress that we should have a balanced food. So before I go for a particular answer, my answer may be slightly long. So we have to have a balanced food, and we have been seeing that as a pediatrician, we see children. When the country got independence, we were more bothered about the undernutrition, and with the good economic, now we are talking about the overnutrition. But the balance is the balance, not overnutrition and not undernutrition. And in the balanced food, you have the balance of carbohydrate, protein, and the fats. And not only that, so it is the micro content, the micrometals, what we require it. We required a lot of vitamins. We required a lot of other foods like some fungi and balance, pre and probiotics. So grossly going on that, because today we are talking about the pulses. So the pulses have the advantage in the Indian context. It is our staple food worldwide is wheat and rice, but India and the other countries where the vegetarian diet is to be taken, so pulses forms one of the mainstreams for getting us proteins.
Exactly.
And the fibers. Now we used to compare when we were student that the meat proteins are better or the egg proteins are better than the pulses. But the overall, it is the quantity. Definitely, if you talk about the bioavailability, I will prefer meat and egg and then the pulses. But as the pulses are concerned, the pulses do give us a lot of advantage in the form of a fiber and the vitamins. And the data I was looking at, they may be deficient in say methionine or some other thing, but 100 gram of pulse approximately give us the 340 calories, 18 to 24 grams of protein, and the carbohydrates of 50 to 60 grams. So this is what we get it, and the 100 grams of milk gives us about 70 to 90 calories, and 100 gram of wheat gives us around 300 to 400 calories. So they give us a quite good calories and quite good amount of proteins. Advantages of fibers. advantages of fiber, the protections, what we are talking today of disease onset, the cancers, the gut which counts, and bioavailability and bioderma. So pulses do form a very important thing. And realizing the importance, the WHO and the UN also saw that they should be sustained and they should be available worldwide in a sustained manner.
As you said that pulses is a staple of Indian diet and it is the major source of protein for vast majority of Indian population. Till when can India become self-sufficient in pulses?
So that is a good question. I am not economist, but sitting with the nutritionists, because you are right, we have to import a lot of those which has been audited. But as far as I know, there has been some target put by the nutritional board and by food ministry. It should be around between 2040 to 2050. You can tell exactly. So, because I'm a medical expert, so I may not be knowing it exactly, but this is important. We have to be self-sufficient. We have to give it. What I know is sitting in the advisory committee that we are talking about the programs in India which makes us self-sufficient, because it has to be on the basis of masses. So what we are talking of the add-on foods which are available is the adding some of the things which are not available in the pulses or which are not available in the rice, like the iodine or some of the vitamins or vitamin D.
So, as you're working in medical field for so long, so what kind of deficiency you have witnessed in children? Like, what's the ground reality of India if we look at the nutrient deficiency?
Yes, we used to see a lot of patients which we used to call as malnutrition, protein energy malnutrition, later defined in WHO and working with the UNICEF was a kwashiorkor or marasmus.
Okay.
And in that, the different spectrum, if the calories are less, then I'll have marasmus. If the protein is less, primarily I'll have kwashiorkor. So people used to have food, but they never used to give balanced food. So the child may keep on drinking the milk without being weaned off. So that will lead to protein deficiency because he will have the more of the carbohydrate and the calcium. So that was one part of it. So what it led to was a growth stunting. So looking at that, the government of India started in all the program in National Rural Health Mission, Nutritional Rehabilitation Center. The person's covering was that Anganwadi workers, they were taught, they were food fortification, food supplementation. So the success story of one of the food fortification was adding iodine. We used to have a lot of goiters, which is iodine deficiency. It is one of the microelements. And we used to see a lot of babies which could not be treated at the local level or the village level, then they had to be admitted. Problem was large. Okay. It is still large. And that led to new technology of giving dry milk or ready to use foods.
Yeah, right. Processed foods, you can say.
Ready to give short time foods for the emergency purpose. But ultimately, I have to integrate into my home thing. I cannot eat pizza every day. Exactly. I'll eat all and all, and I'll enjoy for 1 or 2 days. And midday scheme is one of the example of the nutritional program which we have started. Portion program which was started so that our children are not, our future is not stunted.
All right, so another food that everyone is talking about these days is millets. Even Indian government is promoting millets and educating people about its value. So what's so special about millets that, it is being termed as the super crop or super food of 21st century?
So what we say that never forget the past, and you have to have your history to go further. The bad things have to be left and good things have to be carried on.
All right.
But wherever the millet was there, we used to see jowar and other things, kangni, a poor man's diet.
Exactly.
कि ये तो ज्वार खाता है, ये बाजरा खाता है, हम गेहूं खाते हैं. But let me tell you about the millets. Millets carry good calories and a very good amount of fibers. Very good amount of fibers. Now fibers are protective. The fibers help us to digest food and they have a low glycemic index. Now we are talking about India being the diabetic capital because in our time we used to walk to school, we used to cycle to school. My son and daughter goes on scooter and car. We don't take buses anymore. We don't run. We don't work in the field. So what our nutrition has increased, but our exercise have decreased.
Decreased, yeah.
So our BMR has changed. So that has led to different type of problem. Staying in a home led to non-exposure of the sunlight and low walking. Then again, vitamin D deficiency in the bones. So my lifestyle things changes. So we did find the millets to help us in getting low glycemic index. That means my sugar will be slowly absorbed. My digestion is improved. My bioflora in the gut is balanced, and it will lead to less of the colonic cancers if we have a good millet, less of the different type of diseases, and increasing my resistance. And millets carry lot of microelements because they are from the soils. People who eat food with a high fiber has a low HOMA index. So that is the latest which is coming in the science.
Okay.
And gut, it is the gut which makes us important. All the diseases start from gut. My brain is controlled from gut. My skin is the largest organ. So it is my eating. It is my gut which makes the thing. So I have to be balanced diet. Most of the Indians are vegetarian.
Yeah.
By definition, if I take non-vegetarian once in a week or twice in a week, that doesn't make non-vegetarian as per the WHO definition.
Okay.
Because I don't take that much of protein. I am a non-vegetarian by eating. I enjoy the taste or I enjoy the smell. As far as the calories and proteins are concerned, we are all vegetarian. Hardly any family in India will have the non-vegetarian.
Completely non-vegetarian.
So, like abroad, they have more of non-veg and less of the rice. We have more of the rice and less of the non-veg.
Yeah.
And that is why colonic cancer is less in India, but it is increasing. So millets are important for that.
So, sir, if millets were so important, so how did we shift to wheat and rice? Because these days people are even complaining of gluten issues that wheat is creating, and they are being told to avoid wheat in general.
If you have a gluten hypersensitivity in young stage, so I will not grow. The wheat does not get absorbed. My intestine gets totally straight. So the only diagnosis they started making, and there was no test but to go for biopsy. In adult, there was a different type of symptom I told you: flatulence, gas, abdominal pain, diarrhea, constipation. And that is with not all the person, but that with the wheat eaters, mainly with the wheat eaters, and it can also be with the rice has less, but wheat has more of the gluten.
Okay.
So that is one part of it. As the quantity to quality care is increasing day by day, individual care is becoming day by day. The millets are getting important. It can be replaced by those other things. And now there are a lot of NGOs, a lot of associations which cater to this and which tells us which food I have to eat. Especially I'm gluten sensitive, gluten hypersensitivity. So there are different foods which I can eat and have the similar food. So gluten hypersensitive is not the thing, but only thing it should be diagnosed.
Should we avoid wheat in regular diet, or is it okay to have wheat on a daily basis?
Wheat is our staple diet, but the people who are sensitive to gluten, who has a gluten hypersensitivity, they have to totally avoid.
All right. So, as per your insights, millets and pulses form a well-rounded vegetarian diet. But there is a norm that if we do not eat non-veg or meat, we lack basic nutrients like protein, as you were saying.
No, it is not at all necessary to have non-veg.
Okay.
You know, it is matter of body, it is matter of protein, it is matter of taste. So if I'm only eating non-veg for the taste, then it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I am not a boxer, I am not an athlete. I do not require any of the non-veg in my day-to-day life. With our sedentary lifestyle or a normal lifestyle, we can be as good a citizen, as perfect a citizen, as a quality citizen. I can go on any vegan diets and enjoy it. But if I say, if you are an elite, you are a fighter, you are a bodybuilder, it doesn't matter, you can eat meat to do that. But lot of bodybuilder, lot of good athletes are totally vegan also. So there's nothing required about it. It is mandatory, you should have it. We never used to have it in Indian culture. We never used to kill animals to do that. I used to visit and as a accreditation to the hospitals. The child in Goa or Kerala will eat the fish. They will not eat the meat. So it is the local culture. These seafoods are no more called as non-vegetarian. So the definition keep on changing, and it is for the local availability, accessibility, and affordability.
Okay.
Now there are social structure and religious thinkers also there, and people are taking healthy grounds. Number two, now if I go to other side, if I kill a lot of animals, they produce a lot of heat, so there are environmental factors.
Exactly, yeah.
So global heat, killing of the animal does cause it, and what I eat, what I breathe, what I excrete, it comes to that. So I'll say if you can avoid meat, avoid that. If you want to have a meat that, but it is not required. A veg boxer is as good as non-veg boxer these days.
What, according to you, a healthy vegetarian thali should look like?
That's a wonderful question and very difficult one. I'll say a thali should look like a chapati.
Okay.
A chapati can be from wheat, or it can be any of the millets. You use that. It should have a good amount of a dal. It will give me it should have a good amount of legume, which seeds. There are a lot of seeds which give me a good thing. It should have a vegetables, a green vegetables to do that, and a seeds vegetable to do that. So the different time, it depending on my social structure, can I have it all in one time, or can I have? So some people I enjoy one preparation at a time. Some people needs a multiple preparation at a time. So it depends. And with some of the oils or ghee, whatever you use it, you can add according to your local cultural things. You can add that. Nuts. So there are good nuts, beans. There are good beans. Soya is one thing which has a good proteins. So we can have dry fruits, whatever is available locally according to that.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for talking to us and shedding light on the importance of pulses and millets. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you.